Welcome back to my channel. So, one of the career coaching questions I'm often asked, or some of the concerns I'm often asked by those of my colleagues that are in leadership positions is, help me understand why I'm not getting the positive feedback that I thought I would be getting. So occasionally, especially after perhaps the end of a project or right around performance appraisal time, people who are in management and leadership positions, especially leadership positions, can get some feedback that they're not actually performing at the level that their boss or their director wants them to be at. And it's confusing because they feel that they've been the company person, that they've done everything that has been asked of them, and yet I'm getting this feedback that, it's just not quite good enough. So what do I do with that? And there is a couple of things I'd like to offer for that. Number one, you can't take these things as so personally as no matter what I do, it's not good enough, because that is certainly not a professional attitude, and it's not consistent with you being open to the lesson or the learning that is intended in that feedback. But let me ask you just a key question. If this is the kind of feedback you're getting from your boss, what is the main focus of what you're doing? Are you doing things or are you achieving things? So that sounds very simplistic, but you really, as a leader, you have to start to detach yourself in leadership mode away from some of the managerial things that might be more comfortable for you in what we might consider day-to-day operations. Because day-to-day operations is a lot of doing, and doing things well. I'm not putting any kind of judgment around the value of day-to-day operations, just the opposite. It is invaluable. And I'm not putting any kind of judgment around the position of management, especially middle management, which I think is the toughest job in the world. What I am saying is that if you're in a new upper leadership position, nurse manager, director of your department, if you're in that position and you're getting the feedback that you're missing the mark, then the question is, are you stuck in the managerial role of doing, or are you starting to be visionary and starting to think about what can I achieve? That is a real question. Once answered, really sheds light on the meaning of that feedback. Because in a leadership role, it's taken for granted that the people who report to you should be well-schooled and well managed in the business of the management. But as a leader, your job is to have a vision for your department. Your role is to craft a strategic plan to bring your department to the highest level of professional practice, to decrease to the best you can the amount of risk in caring for your employees in whatever they're doing, and to create the healthiest work environment you possibly can for your staff. And if you're in healthcare, then of course the patients that are on your units or in your departments. That's an achievement. Creating a healthy work environment is not a task, it's an achievement. And you really have to start to think a little bit more soberly about the difference between just checking things off and getting things done, and having a true vision for where you, your staff, and your department needs to go. That's the difference between doing and achieving.